So there are lots and lots of questions that has not been answered. But what we do know is that we cannot do anything to remove this man, because you report to the police, you land up in jail, you have to move a motion of non-confidence. He has already spiked that, because all these UMNO members of parliament have been basically bought by him. So without that vote, without the police report, what do? We are at our wits' end, trying to find how do we get rid of this man. And we came up with the idea of a Deklarasi Rakyat, the Citizens' Declaration. Many would say, well, even if you have that, there's nothing in the Constitution which says that he must step down because the citizens want him to step down. Nothing in the Constitution. But I would like to say this, that when we were struggling against the Malayan Union, the rulers had already signed the McMichael Treaty, giving their states to the British. They had already signed it. But the people, the citizens of that time, felt that it was wrong to sign that McMichael Treaty. And they protested. They protested to the rulers and told the rulers to reject the agreement they had signed and not to attend the celebration of the installation of the governor or high commissioner of Malayan Union. And the rulers did not attend. So the voices of the people, when the rulers hear the voices of the people, they were prepared to do things which otherwise they would not do. That is why I believe that the voice of the people is the only way we can have Najib removed. So we have launched this campaign for people to sign and give their IC number. The more you sign, the more safe you are. Our jails and our detention centers are very big, but they can't accommodate 10 million people. They can't even accommodate 1 million people. That is why there is safety in numbers. We are asking you, we are appealing to you to take this small risk. Just sign your name, give your name, and give your IC number. That's all. You are not asked to stick out your neck to be chopped off. No. That I do myself. I stick out my neck. But you don't have to. But if you sign this declaration, there is some hope, some possibility that we can persuade the rulers to act in certain ways that will negate the power of Najib. I will not tell you how it can be done, but believe me, when the citizens speak, the rulers will have to listen. That is why we are going all over the country, meeting people. And I'm glad to say that people responded. I'm told that today's gathering is about the biggest you ever had, which means that the people want to do something. It is for your own good. Because if this money that he is borrowed is not redeemed in some way, it is going to be paid by you and your children and your grandchildren. No way you can immediately do away with this debt. It is a burden on the government. The government has guaranteed this loan. And when the government guarantees this loan, it means that the people will have to pay. You will have to pay. Your children will have to pay. And maybe your grandchildren will have to pay for something that has brought nothing good to our country. To spend money on some projects is fine. To spend money building roads and railways, etc., at least we can use them. But this 42 billion ringgit, what have we gained from it? Nothing. Yes, he bought the power plants. But the power plants were there, and we were enjoying the power generated by the power plants. When he bought it, we don't get any richer. And now he sold it at lower than the price he bought. We lose money, and we still have to pay debts. He bought land in Kuala Lumpur, land that neighboring that piece of land, the TRX land there has been sold at 7,000 ringgit per square foot. 7,000 ringgit per square foot. And he, as Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, must have been instrumental in fixing the price at 60 ringgit per square foot. 60 ringgit for land that is worth 7,000 ringgit. And on the top of that, he is now selling the land to Tabung Haji, the Pilgrims Fund, which is meant for the pilgrims to perform the fifth pillar of Islam, to do the Hajj. He took that money and bought land that he bought for $60, and Tabung Haji has to pay $3,500. That is cheating. That is, overpricing things. That is what he is doing. We are already paying the money for his loans. And about the rest of the money, where are they? You don't know. But I was briefed by some people, by Tony Poa. He's done a great job, Tony. He actually read that PAC report, long report. I tried to read it, I get bored and go to sleep. But he has read, and the money has been shuffling around from one company to another, from one country to another, from British Virgin Island to Cayman to Seychelles to Hong Kong to Singapore. The money has been moving around. But where are they being deposited? They form companies. They form companies, false companies, which have the same name as the real company. You see, for example, there is this money due to be paid to ABA Limited, one of the subsidiaries of IPIC. This is Abu Dhabi Fund. But the ABA that they paid money to is not this ABA, but this is a shadow company that they set up, and they paid to these people. So these people didn't receive the money. The real people didn't receive the money. But this false company received the money. Then there's another company called Blackstone. Now Blackstone is the name of a famous company in America. They use the word Blackstone in their company so that they can transfer and no questions will be asked. So where is the money? Nobody knows. This is the work of Najib bin Tun Abdul Razak. I am shocked. This is the son of a man I admired, and he's capable of doing this. I don't know what the UMNO members of parliament think, but I think they have, in Malay they say, put dedah. Dedah is, I don't know what, when remove the paddy husk. You have this leftover in powdery form. And that is the name for money now. We can't say money, we say the da. When you shove it into the mouth, you can't speak. When you shove it into the ears, you can't hear. When you shove it into the eyes, you can't see. So all these UMNO members of parliament and division heads have had their mouth, ears and eyes full of this powder. So they can't speak now. So we must speak. We the people, we the citizens of this country, irrespective of whether you are from the opposition or from the government, from the different races or whatever, now we have to forget our differences and we have to come together to remove this man. This man is a danger to this country. So, Quo Vadis, Malaysia. Where? Whither Malaysia? Where are you going to? It depends upon us. If you don't sign, then we'll go down. That's Quo Vadis. That's where we are going. But if you sign, there is hope that we can remove this man. And I believe that without him, it is possible for us to recover in some way or other. So I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to talk on an issue that affects every citizen, irrespective of race or color or religion or party. This involves all of us. If we don't do something about this, we will have to bear the burden. We will have to pay. Our children will have to pay. Our grandchildren will have to pay. So, I appeal to you to sign this declaration. So little to do, but the effect is so much. So, thank you very much for this opportunity.